Hello YouTube, this is another little video for you here. So this one is basically a stealth sniper. So when I use this is basically when I'm in the DZ on my own, I've got no other teammates and I keep getting killed by groups of 4, but we'll talk through how to use it in a minute. Let's go to the specializations and do it the normal way. Right, so obviously it's a sniper, so sharpshooter. The good things out of it, just headshot damage. Really, like, specialise this build, and any other thing you're going to see on this character is going to be so specialised. It's it's like for a situation, and it'll only help you in one situation. So the pulse, very important. Headshot damage, very important. Sniper rifle, very important. Everything else doesn't really matter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go down to the range and show you the range, show you the build, and then let you have a look at the stat sheet, talk you through important parts. Right, so it's on normal. What we need to do is just turn that up, put it on heroic. Okay, then we can benchmark everything the same. Alright, so I'm going to go into the build. I'm using the commando. The reason why, oh sorry, not the commando, it's the paratrooper. The reason why is the lucky shot, actually. This one, basically, if I miss, it gives me the shot back, and I've got armor damage, so I can just spam fire it if I get in danger. It's going to happen. I might get rushed or something, but it might save me. The Nemesis is the main part of this build, and the reason why is, as you can see, it can hit for 1.7 million, and with a charged up shot, that's just enough to kill any tank, as long as you charge the shot up long enough with the talents. So anybody that you shoot at will go down, but you've got to have a very certain setup with it. Okay, so the pistol is just the TDI, obviously an extra skill tier. The reason why is because we are using skills here, and it'll amp him. We've got a pulse to mess with the enemies, and we've actually got a decoy so we can remove our nameplate. And the gear, I'm wearing 3-piece Yaahl and 3-piece system corruption, right? So basically what that's going to do for me is, if we take a look at the Yaahl, we can see that it gives us pulse resistance on a 3-piece, and on a 3-piece we get pulse resistance. So basically anybody with a pulse cannot see me, and they can't really disrupt me either, like stuff that they put down. So I can pretty much pulse them and throw down a nameplate and run away. So I can just annoy people. Like, if you stay away from them and just sit in dark corners, wait for them to start doing all the whoop-de-whoop shit on the door that they always do when they're sort of like measuring penises with each other and showing off and whatever. The minute that they stand still, basically you just pull out the Nemesis, charge up a shot, and then just shoot them and they go down in one bullet. Okay, so let's talk about the gear set. How do we do it? Alright, so basically the very important parts of it is focus, because it's going to give you a lot of extra damage for scoping in, and obviously vigilance. So I'm going to go over the pieces and talk about what I need. Obviously there's going to be loads of bits that are going to be a bit out, so hazard protection doesn't really help that much, but weapon damage does. Health damage helps a little bit. The armor could be better, but importantly on this, more than anything, stack 2 headshot. Okay, headshot. It's got to be a headshot. Okay, weapon damage, headshot, headshot. Crit chance helps, great. Okay, so weapon damage and headshot. You should notice a trend going on here. Armor and headshot. If I needed more damage, top stack could be armor. Not armor, weapon damage. But yeah, okay, here we go. So 13.9 weapon damage and headshot damage on the glove. And then the backpack, because it's a bit crazy, I had to just find one with a good talent and something that I could stack like a headshot damage into. But if I needed something better, I could maybe get like a damage one with headshot damage, or an armor one with headshot damage. So there's definitely improvements to be made here, but because it's so specialised and it's so situational, it's hard to find the pieces for it. But when you do use it, I'll show you what to do. So basically, when we go into the range, stay away from your targets. Down that range is like a good place to be, like away from your target, and just because you can't get pulsed, you can mess with them and like sort of like keep hitting the pulse button, right? And like they'll be like, where's that happening at? Where are we getting pulse from? Because they can't like sort of pulse you back. So if you want to move them away from the door, you have that option. Like, you don't have to be a hero or out, but if one of them's particularly annoying you or doing something, like, what you can do is you can throw your decoy out around the corner, right? So now you're invisible once you move out to make a shot, right? Just wait until they stand still, until they open a menu or do something stupid, and when they do, just one bullet straight in the head, and they'll go down straight away. So let's see what damage this does now. Okay, that's actually on the edge of the limits down there in the range, so that's just worth noting. I think we can probably hit a boss down here. So at the bottom you can see the binoculars charging. If it's a tank you're shooting at, it won't kill him unless you fill that up. But 10 million on a headshot is more than enough to kill a player. More than enough. So charge up and be in a good position. And those guys that keep coming out and hitting you like 4v1 and talking loads of rubbish over you, pick the one out of him that's doing it and then just shoot him and watch how quickly they go down. Well, hopefully that's something that nobody's really ever seen before, and this hasn't ever been seen on YouTube, I don't think, for, you know, it's just a bit specialised. But if you know how to use it, yeah, it's very good. You know, you can really get those idiots that are just winding you up and what have you and talking shit because the 4v1 in you. Okay, one sec, let's have a look at the stat sheet and it'll start to make sense. Right, so lucky shot, okay, returning the shot. Headshot damage is quite important, remember? All weapons damage at 55.2, yeah. Marksman at 33, yeah. So that's going to do a lot. That's where we're getting our damage. And remember, extra damage here. Talents, that's why it's so hard to find, because the chest piece and the backpack, they're just difficult, you know. But spend some time in the DZ, see what you can do. You know, I'd be interested to see if anybody can get the perfect pieces. Okay. Remember, the pistol helps us get an extra bit of boost out of that as well with the extra skill. So really, you've got a lot of options if you're playing on your own. I'm going to be streaming in a minute with me playing with this build, so okay, hopefully that's cool.